Welcome to Onward and Upward with Leslie E. Royal. I'm Leslie, and I will be interviewing exceptional African American women who have made an amazing difference in their local and global community. One such amazing woman is Rashan Ali, who is the owner of the Coach's Daughter Company. Thank you for taking time out of what I know to be a really busy schedule to speak with me today for Onward and Upward with Leslie E. Royal. That is so kind of you.
Oh, it is absolutely my pleasure. You're one of the most kind people that I know and have ever met. And so when you reached out, I was like, absolutely, yes, ma'am, I am in.
Well, thank you so very much. I appreciate that. And you have a wonderfully impressive resume, and I've got my list of questions right here. I'll be going back and forth to them. And so my first question for you is, I want to first say that you are a multimedia personality.
Yes.
You are a mother. You are a wife. You are an author. You are a radio personality. You are a talk show host. How have you been able to strike the right balance in your daily life?
Well, recently, if you see the sign behind me, I have just really transformed my life by being grateful and standing in the state of gratitude. That has really been beneficial for my life. Even prior to that, I have a great sense of knowing that my life is not about me and it's bigger than me, and that I have been called to do great work, and that is to walk in God's favor. And so I just, you know, people are like, well, how do you balance it all and do all those things? It's by the grace of God. And also, you know, I have an amazing relationship with my husband, who is very understanding and supportive. And we have a great team as we navigate life together as husband and wife, and also as parents. So, you know, all of those things kind of work in tandem for me to be able to be this person that a lot of people have grown to hopefully love. If not, you know, you can't base who you are on someone else's opinion of you. But I try to be kind, and I try to be the person that I know I have been created to be. So it's a balance, but gratitude here lately over the last, I would say 6-7 months, has really changed my existence.
That is certainly true. And I love that you have that accent that says gratitude and love. And you exude that every time I see you, every time I hear from you. And it is certainly, yes, indeed. And it is certainly a blessing to have a wonderful husband who supports you in all that you do.
Yeah, he's great.
And beautiful daughters, so that is certainly a blessing. And you are indeed one of the kindest people that I've ever met. You are a very accomplished woman. You are a very successful woman, but you have such a degree of humility. You are such an humble person, and I really admire that. I admire that in you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, my parents raised us to really just be who you are, and both of them are very humbled and accomplished people. So we just have been able to see their example and really implement that level of humility in our own lives. I don't know how to be anything but this. And no matter what level I am on or wherever I go, I am the same person. You will get the same exact person, whether I am in Publix or recently before, you know, our show was canceled on Sister Circle. So I'm the same person. And I take pride in being able to say that wholeheartedly because I made a promise to God that when I think each of us should make the same promise, but I made a promise to God that when my platform continued to rise, that I would be what God and who God intended for a person with that type of platform to be. And I just want to be an example for the next generation, the next person, or even someone who may be older than me, to be able to walk in that light. And and that light will continue to find you, and you will continue to shine that light. And that all starts from a place of being kind again, and being humble, as you said. You know, I still have my daily walk where I'm like, am I being the type of mother I need to be? Am I being the type of wife I need to be? But if you lead with love, I think that everything will continue to fall into place as it should.
Amen. Such wonderful words of wisdom. And that brings me to my next question. Why is it important for us, especially as Black women, not to beat ourselves up when we haven't checked all of the things from our daily to-do list off?
Yeah, look, it's so funny because I have my notebook right here, like to do right here. And now yesterday, and I mean, I was able to, mark some things off, but I think that, we have to give ourselves some grace. We put these, and I've been in therapy. Therapy has helped me as well. Been in therapy for a year, a little over a year. Yeah, year and a half now. And, what I learned is that I had these unrelenting standards. So when you look at my resume, you look at my bio and look at all these things that I've been able to accomplish, is because I'm like going. And at one point in my life, nothing ever satisfied me. Like, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. So then I learned that those were called unrelenting standards. Those standards that we place on ourselves that we're not good enough, or we didn't accomplish, or what we should have done. So I've taken should out of my vocabulary to, really just replace it with you get done what you get done. Those stressors that we put on ourselves are self-imposed. Nobody's putting, I don't want to say a weapon to our head, but nobody's putting that pressure on ourselves that we continue to put on ourselves. Nobody's putting the pressure that we think that they're putting on us. Is literally what we're putting on ourselves. And those stressors can turn into dis-ease, which turns into disease. So we've just got to really decompress, learn how to deep breathe, learn how to stand in gratitude. And if you get to it, you get to it. And guess what? If you don't, you don't. That's it. That is it. And in the world will be okay.
I love it. And I'm definitely going to take that advice.
Yes.
Thank you so very much. Thank you for sharing that. And I do want to ask, because you brought up a really good point, why is it okay for us to seek help? Why is it okay for us to seek therapy, particularly in the Black community?
It is, I literally just got chills with that question. It is so okay for us to sit on someone's couch, and it doesn't mean that something is wrong. As a people, we've had to endure so much since we were stolen from our native land, and those things are still embedded in us. We suffer PTSD as a community, as a people, and so many things that present themselves in our lives have come from some experience we may have had in our childhood, no matter if we had a great upbringing or not, or just some experiences we've had just throughout our life. And they show up in different ways as to why you may be trying to be an overachiever, or you may be doing these types of things. I felt like I just couldn't get out of this rut. It was a level of anxiety that I was having because of the pressure, again, that self-imposed pressure. And I just couldn't figure it out myself. So I needed to have someone to help me unravel me so that I can tap into those, you got to break up some of that stuff. And when you break up some of that stuff, then you can release it and become the person that you have been created to be, or the better version of yourself. I want it to be the best version of Rashan that I can be. And it's a daily walk. And so some people have anxiety, depression, and you may have something a little bit more serious. But I just feel like in our everyday walk of life, if you can, and there are so many resources that are available to people that you don't have to, quote unquote, come out of pocket just to get some help. There are counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists that will just help you. All you have to do is ask. And for those of us who can afford it and are just sitting on it, go for it. I think that you should go for it. I am so much better for it. And that's why I speak about it on every interview or every conversation I have. I try to advocate for it because, you know, it had been so taboo in our community for so long. But now I'm trying to get my daughter. I want to normalize therapy. And it has been life-changing for me. God plus therapy, okay? Seriously, God plus therapy.
And particularly in the times that we're living in, we're experiencing COVID-19, and beautiful Michelle Obama, our former First Lady, expressed something that I think we were all feeling, that she's going through some type of low-grade depression with the economy, with the pandemic, with racial strife. And so you are very right. And thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes, absolutely. You know, my therapist and I have gone virtual. I literally emailed her this morning because we used to, you know, when the world was open, we met every Wednesday at 12 o'clock right after I got off the air, but we've since gone to virtual. I've not needed the weekly therapy like I used to because we've been able to implement so many of those things that we have been working through. And therapy is work too. You have to be committed to the work that it takes to make the change that you want. And a lot of people are like, well, nothing happened for me. But I'm like, but did you do your part? Did you do your part? And you have to do your part. And there were many times when she told me to start journaling, I may have not written in 5 days, or I may have one sentence, because it takes a while. It takes a while for you to get into those practices. But now I literally don't leave the house without prayer and meditation. I generally try to wake up before the house wakes up to really pour into myself, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. We are, as mothers, as wives, as partners, as caregivers, you know, we have to make sure our homes are well taken care of, and so many other things. The list of responsibilities are endless, but we have to make sure we take care of ourselves, you know, not just physically in the gym, but that mental and that spiritual, whatever that is for you. If it's the Bible, it's the Quran, if it's yoga, if it's meditation, whatever it is that helps you to know that there is something greater and something higher, and a higher source for you. But how will you implement that into your life so that you can have a full cup every single day? And so that is what is very important for me to do. So I understand what Mrs. Michelle Obama was saying, because you're like, man, when is it going to get better? When are we going to come out of this? When are we going to be able to smile and go outside without a mask on and all of these different things? And that's where gratitude comes in, because there's something that you can be grateful for every single day. If you got the opportunity to wake up that morning, praise God for the breath that you were able to take. Now, it could be eviction day or whatever, but if you woke up that morning, you have another opportunity to get it right. And that's that's how I try to wake up every morning. Now, you know, every day is not going to be, oh, you know, here she is again with her, you know, you can ask my kids. They're like, well, she's making us do this, she's making us do that. But, you know, I try my best. I definitely try my best.
Amen to that. Praise the Lord. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Now let's talk about Sister Circle Live, this wonderful national syndicated talk show that was so positive.
Thank you.
So empowering. So before we get to the empowering part, I want to know about some of your favorite interviews. Let's talk about some of those celebrities that you really like talking to.
Wow. I've had the opportunity, even in my radio days, to be able to talk to so many amazing people. I've talked to First Lady Michelle Obama. I've spoken to her on the phone. I've had the opportunity to, Jamel Hill, amazing journalist. She and I had a great sit-down interview on Sister Circle. But we've had, when people ask me my favorite, I'm just like, it's so many. Every day there was an opportunity to, have a moment of favor. It could be anybody from a tech expert to a hair expert or one of your favorite celebrities. But Jamel comes to mind but there, I mean, it was a plethora of them. I love interviewing. So any opportunity to be able to delve a little deeper or help someone delve into, a little deeper into, you know, what they believe in, it always brings me joy. So every day was a favorite day for me.
I love it. I love it. And I had an opportunity to view you and the other ladies on the show, and you had some really, really, really good guests.
Yeah, we are so many, Leslie. I can't even, I wish I would have known you were going to ask that. Then I could like think of some more, but like, it was just great. We just had we were only on for 3 seasons, and we made an indelible mark that I hope continues to last forever.
Well, you had a great variety, and I can certainly see how Jamel Hill would be your favorite, one of your favorites, because she is such I tell you, I admire her so.
Me too.
And she's one of my role models, and she stands up for what is right.
Yes.
And so I love, love, love that. But I do think that there's a connection, I know there's a connection between the two of you, which brings me to my next question.
Okay.
You and Miss Jamel, are in a field that is very, very, very unique.
Mm-hmm.
And both of you are beautiful women, and you have decided to become a freelance sportscaster. So tell us about a few of your sportscasting gigs.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So I was a sports anchor on CNN and Headline News. But prior to that, I was a sideline reporter for CBS Sports Network for college football and college basketball. I also hosted a local show here in Atlanta called Falcons Rise Up Weekly on the CW network, which we really focused in obviously on the Atlanta Falcons. And so that was fun. That was definitely fun. I also did some work for NBA TV as an update anchor and social media correspondent for a few of their shows. So sports has always been a part of my life. I was a sports reporter initially in radio on Hot 107.9 on the Ryan Cameron Morning Show. I was his co-host, but I took care of sports as well back in the day from 2002 to 2006. So, sports, my father is a legendary, retired now high school football coach. My mom coached Little League football. My brother went to college on a football scholarship. I went to college on a swimming scholarship. So sports has always played an integral role in my life and has helped develop me into the woman that I am today, because sports does so much for young girls, which is why I have my nonprofit, Sporty Girls, which encourages Black and brown girls to participate in swimming, soccer, tennis, golf, and lacrosse. And so, it's, I just know that because I participated in swimming, softball, soccer, basketball, like I know that it has taught me how to win, how to lose, how to get back up, how to work as a team, and even how to be a better individual as you correlate it to swimming, doing those, individual races. But sports has always just been a part of who I am. So it's very natural to be in the sports realm.
I love it. I love it. And I want to get back to Sister Circle Live and also a few of your other radio show opportunities that you had with different radio stations. You interviewed so many celebrities, so many high profile people. But what I found about your show and the things that you did, and you made a conscious effort to do that, and that is to empower and to inspire the Black women in our community. Yes. So how did the show do that, and why was it important to you all to do that?
Well, it was the mission of the show from the very beginning to do that, educate, empower, enlighten, and entertain. That was our morning prayer every single morning. So what you saw was a manifestation of what was originally the original mission of the show when it was created, but it's something that we made sure that we did every single morning when we prayed for it. So what you saw was literally something coming into fruition that we pray for every single day. And so it was only natural for it to be presented as such. And this was nothing that, and then the 4 women that were on the show they exuded those things as well. So, you know, we were happy to be able to do that every single day, and knowing that people like you saw it. But then when you go to Costco or Publix, seeing every type of woman and man too, they're like, you know, I love y'all show, like the men, like they didn't want to openly admit it. I watch it with my wife. Like, no, you watch it before your wife get on. But that was, you know, being able to inspire women from ages 70 plus to knowing that there was a young woman right out of college who saw you say something or do something that empowered her. That is what life is all about, because you never know who's watching. I always say your journey has less to do with you and more to do with other people witnessing it. So how are you going to be the level of consciousness, the level of empowerment that you wish to see in other people? And so that is how I live every single day. I would always say, God, use me. God, use me. I don't want to speak anything that's not of you. You know, of course I had my opinions and I got crunk and I was very Decatur, you know, but that's part of who I am. But also showing people that you can be who you are and still entertain and empower and just be authentically yourself. That in itself is an enlightenment for so many other people, because sometimes people are in a job where they cannot be themselves. And I think that my journey has shown people that once I learned how to be who I am, that's when the world just opened up for me and stopped trying to be a version of someone else.
Amen. Amen. Well, you are certainly authentically you.
Thank you.
And we love you for that. Amen. Amen. Now tell us about your wonderful children's book.
Yes. Piper Sky's Pink Popsicle Shoes. And it was created when my daughter, who's now 13 years old and going to the 9th grade, when she was like 3, I would put her to bed and tell her about this princess who had pink popsicle shoes. And I've always been a writer, wrote poetry, won awards when I was in high school for my writing. But I always wanted to write a children's book, but I didn't know like what was going to be the premise of it. And I started telling her this story, and every night she'd be like, can you tell me about the princess with the pink popsicle shoes? And so I was like, wow, maybe that's what I should write about. But I was like, let me modernize her. I wanted her to be sort of tomboyish, you know, with a backpack and a little short like me and like my daughter. And I changed it to the Piper Sky's Pink Popsicle Shoes. So she was just a regular everyday girl whose shoes have magic. And it's really just a lesson of morals and how when you ask for something, you shouldn't ask for, you know, expect anything in return. And so it's something that children and adults can, you know, learn from. But I made it very diverse, wanted to make sure, but I wanted the main character to look very similar to what my daughter looked like at the time. And so in the book, her sister is similar to my younger daughter. So, you know, their skin tones are different, but I wanted a brown girl with big puffy hair. And so that's exactly how I created it with my cartoonist, my illustrator, Ahab Pace, who's an amazing artist. So he saw a picture of her at that age and literally created her. And I was like, oh my God, that is her. So you can get the book at pipersky.com, or if you want to get it on Amazon, you could do so there as well.
Excellent. That is a beautiful book, and I was honored to host you at my husband's Chick-fil-A. He's a previous Chick-fil-A owner, and
yes,
we had so much fun, and you signed a copy of the book for me. And I looked on my shelves back here and couldn't find it. And my guess is I probably gave it to my niece, Cherish.
Right. And you know what? It's on back order because for Buy Black Tuesday or Blackout Tuesday, I posted it and they went. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to go to Amazon. So I had to go to Amazon, and it was on back order. So now I sent one off yesterday, my last one that I had in my hand. And so I'm getting a new shipment of books here in the next couple of days. So that's a good thing.
That's great, because we want our viewers to be able to get it. So
yes, absolutely. Yes.
Thank you so much. Now, Rashan, community activism is so very important to you. You work really hard in your various ventures and businesses, and you are a wonderful mom and wife. But why is it so important for you to serve your community? And what are some of the things that you're doing right now?
Well, I just feel like giving is the rent we pay for living. I grew up in a home that my parents nurtured so many other young children. My dad being a coach, and my mom really just being, the mama G of the community. She's very very maternal as well. So I don't know any other thing but to give, and so I do that through various organizations, and I'm committed to Sporty Girls. We've done some great work in the past, and we are in the process of revamping and seeing what that looks like in the face of what we are all dealing with in the face of this pandemic, and seeing how we can take that to the virtual world. But knowing that the program that we implemented back in 2008, it was founded in 2006, but 2008, and the girls that have come through our program, and them, we meet with them yearly, and they're like, this program changed my life. I mean, we have graduates from Princeton, Georgetown, Florida A&M University, Savannah State University, Georgia Southern, Georgia State University, Morgan State University, girls that have come through our program. And to know that you helped in the development of a young Black woman, that to me is beautiful. And I want to continue that work as well as we continue to move forward. But that makes me proud. That makes me proud to know that what we did in our organization has changed or helped shape so many young women. And so, of course, I serve through our sorority. I'm in the Pi Alpha Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and we do obviously so much in the community. And I do work through my podcast, the Cool Soror Podcast, when I get to talk to women like you and talk about their journeys, because each of us in all of the 4 Black Greek letter organizations, although we chose different sororities, the commonality far surpasses our differences. And so I wanted to highlight those stories. And so I do that through my Cool Soror podcast. So I give in so many different types of ways. And I think that giving, a lot of people try to say, well, what do you do? Are you volunteering here? You can give in so many different ways, whether it's monetarily, whether it's using your platform to push a certain narrative, a good positive narrative, whether it's to vote or, posting what's going on with the Black Lives Matter protest, or being able to use your platform in a way that someone else is seeing and they too can make a change. Like the other day, I feel like service is when I post about having had my just regular mammogram, and because in the caption I put, don't let this pandemic prevent you from your regular appointments, and prevent you from going and being committed to your regular appointments. And so many women talked about, oh my God, thank you for the reminder. Oh my God, I pushed it off at the beginning of March and not have to. You just never know how that one picture could save someone's life. And so I could have easily said, let me go get my mammogram, come home. So I literally took my picture with my robe on, for those of us who have had mammograms, with Emory Breast Imagery Center, Imaging Center, with my mask on. And so you just never know. And so that's why when I, kind of reverting to what I said in the beginning, to use my platform for what God intended it to be used for, that is one of those things. And that's how I continue to give.
Well, thank you so much for using your enormous platform to serve your local, not just your local community, but your global community. We appreciate that. And I'm happy to hear that your Cool Soror podcast, I apologize, your Sporty Girls Inc. works with Savannah State College. That's my HBCU, now Savannah State University.
Yes, awesome.
That's wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And now, Miss Rashan, it's time for us to rock that boat.
Yes.
Why is that important?
Well, yesterday August 11th, I exercised my right to vote in the runoff election here in Cobb County and in Georgia. We have to. People always talk about, well, maybe it's not going to matter. Yes, it will, especially those local elections. That's when you feel the change immediately. So it's so important for us to do that locally. But we have a huge, life-changing election coming up in November. We don't have an option. There is not an option. We have to go out and vote. It is very, very important. Our ancestors literally died for us to be able to exercise our right to vote. And we just lost a giant in John Lewis and C.T. Vivian. Those people marched for Dr. Martin Luther King, like to Congressman John Lewis's last breath, he was fighting for us. So if you don't do it for anybody, do it for him. Do it for him. But most importantly, do it for all of the ancestors who fought for us. And do it for your children, your grandchildren. You have so many reasons to walk outside your door, get your absentee ballot, fill it in, send it back in within the allotted time, and exercise your right to vote. There is no other option.
That is so true. That is absolutely true. And thank you for sharing that. Rashan, what advice would you give to women who are facing obstacles in their lives right now?
Yeah, I think so many people are facing so many obstacles that they feel like they cannot overcome. And I'm going to go back to gratitude and love. There's so much to be grateful for. And when we understand that we can change our world or change the world around you by literally lingering in gratitude, you will see that you can attract an entire new world into your life, an entire new life into your existence. I am an example of that. And I know people are like, what do you mean? Just wake up and say thank you? Yeah, start there. Start there. And also, tap into the women around you that can help lift you up. I have an accountability partner that we both pray and meditate every morning. And when we're done, she texts me on her phone and says, have a great day, done. And I do the same for her. Have someone who is helping you. We're not supposed to do this life alone. There's so many great people that can help you overcome you. But you have to want to overcome you. You have to want to overcome you. And I am not saying that I won't have bad or sad days. I know I will. But if I can help at least one woman today watching, I want you to believe that everything that you need to get to your next level is already inside of you. You just have to tap into that greatness because it's all there. It's all there, lingering inside, waiting to manifest and waiting to blossom. One of the other things that I always say, if God placed it on your heart, how dare you not try? You don't want this life to be over not having tried that multi-million-dollar investment or multi-million-dollar idea is what I wanted to say, rather, idea that you never tapped into. And it's not about the money. It's about really focusing on that download that you've gotten from God, but you sitting on it. Don't sit on it. Push forward because there's someone who is tied to your obedience. Meaning, if you do what you are supposed to do, you too can help save so many lives because you were obedient to your call. So we cannot let obstacles deter us from where we are supposed to go. And there'll be sadness, there'll be loss, there'll be so many different things. But the beauty of it, if you have another breath of life, as I alluded to in the beginning of this interview, that means you have another opportunity to live and get it right. So why not try it?
That is such great advice. And I want to ask, what does onward and upward mean to you?
Onward and upward means to continue to press forward, moving, just like water. We all must continue to move. If you see a creek, you see a river, it's always going onward and upward. Not even the rocks can stop the water. So not even the rocks should stop the movement. The water will the pressure of the water will move the rocks eventually. Yes. So move just like water. So I just encourage you, each and every one of you, whenever you feel like you're stuck, think about water and keep moving onward and upward.
I love that. I love that. Now, how does your faith, my faith keeps me grounded. How is your faith your moral compass?
I just believe that I am meant to be outstanding. And when you believe and know, then you will be. And so no matter the things that I face, and I've lost several jobs, been let go, in the public eye. I mean, our nationally syndicated show got canceled. And people always say, Rashan, you always find a way. I'm like, that is faith. That's also work, because I believe faith without works is dead. You gotta move. You gotta move. And I forgot to put on I need to update my bio, but right after, Sister Circle was canceled, like a month later, I auditioned for a Tyler Perry show, got cast. We already shot it. So I'll be on the new Tyler Perry show coming up in October on BET. So it's what if I would have got stuck? Like, oh, woe is me. I can't believe Sister Circle got canceled. Now I did give myself 24 hours to, be mad. But then I got up. And because I was grateful for another day, things just, when I tell you, Leslie, things were just falling in my lap that I didn't even have to do anything, because I was in a state of gratitude and I was thankful for the moment and I was thankful for the day, because the moment, everybody, is all you have. This moment, this conversation, we can't relive this. This is our moment. And so I'm so grateful for this moment. It's the little things, that faith of knowing that I am meant to be here and I am meant to be outstanding. And so too are you.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate you spending this moment with me.
Yes.
I appreciate you spending this moment with our viewers. Thank you so much for taking time out of what I know to be a really, really, really busy schedule to speak with me.
Absolutely.
We definitely want to continue to follow you. We want to follow you and be right there and have our watch party for the release of the Tyler Perry show. So we want to be there in October. We want to be following you with your books and all of the other wonderful things that God has in store for you. So can you tell us how we can follow you on your website and on social media?
Absolutely. Well, you can follow me. I am at Rashan Ali everywhere. That's RASHANALI on Instagram. And also I have a Facebook, I don't like to say fan page. I have a Facebook page that is big. Also, my podcast you can find on iTunes. It's the Cool Soror podcast. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook there at Cool Soror. And also Sporty Girls Inc. Would love to have your support. SportyGirlsInc.com. .org. That's SportyGirlsInc.org. And you can find everything at RashanAli.com. So that'll take you everywhere.
Thank you so very much. You are such a beautiful person, and I am honored that you would join me today.
Thank you for having me, Leslie. I had a great time.
Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
And you as well.